What's going on, guys? And in this video I'm gonna show you how to make this cool horror effect only using HTML and CSS. So let me go down to my my custom file. There we go. Here I have a home h1 tag. So yeah, let's go into our HTML, and here, as you can see, I just have an h1 tag and then closed it, and inside that I have written home, and that's here, and that's it on the HTML file. And in the CSS I have a don't bother about it, this is just a color that I've commented out for the text. But anyway, here I have a asterisk, so I've just normalized everything in order to display, flex and center everything, or just the h1 tag. So here I have 100ph, display, flex, and then a background color of a dark gray. So without much to do, let's move on to our h1 tag. So let me write h1, and first of all I'm gonna give it a font size of 60 pixels, and then okay, now it's bigger, and then now it's bigger, and then text transform, and then give it a uppercase. Alright, now text transform is used to change the property of the text. So if you want it to be uppercase, lowercase, or you need it to be capitalized at the very beginning like a title, you can do it using text transform. And also let me just give it a color so that you guys can see it more clearly. So color, and then I'm gonna copy this commented color and then just paste it. Alright, we have a nice blue color here, and then I'm gonna use a font family of Helvetica, which is my personal favorite. Alright, now it's looking a bit more clean now, and let me give it a letter spacing, letter hyphen spacing, and 5 pixels. Alright, now it's looking a bit more clean now, and then now it's time for our underline. So here we go, I'm gonna use h1 and then give it a pseudo class of after. So here basically another one of a element is being formed here. So instead of writing one more element here, we are just using and putting a container, which is just a messy code. We are using after class, so we are basically adding class using our CSS. So here I'm gonna give it content. So remember this point, whenever we use pseudo class, we need to use content and then give it a quotation mark right here, just to make it believe that we are making something, if that makes sense to you. So I'm gonna give it a height of 100% and width of 100%, and then background color of this. Alright, nothing has happened, that's because we need it to have position absolute so that it's free to move. Right now it's somewhere in the void, so we need to bring them from somewhere else and then actually make it display here. So for that we are using position absolute. Now remember, what I just did was just an analogy. Actually that's not how it actually works, but just remember like that for the moment. But as we can see, there is a problem. It's just making the whole space right here. We don't need it to be this big, so for that we are going to use a little trick called position relative. Alright, now what that does is it's just taking into account the font size, the height and width of its parent element, in this case the h1 tag, and then applying it to here. So we have the exact amount of height and width that the home takes, or the h1 tag takes. So that's it, but we need it to be underlined, not this box. So for that, we are just gonna give it a height of 5%. Alright, but there are still problems. It's not underneath the home tag, and for that I am gonna use the top and left attribute properties. So top 0 and left 0. Actually not top but bottom. So there we go. Since we have used position absolute, bottom and left are gonna work smoothly as butter. And that's it. We have an underline, but we need to make it zoom fast here. And for that, I need the left to be 100%, negative 100% to the left here. So as you can see, it's on the other side. So let me just make sense of it here. So here, as you can see, I'm gonna use h1, then hover for the basic things to happen. So cursor, pointer, and then letter spacing, and give it 15 pixels. Alright, now the letter spacing is increasing, but it won't be moving, and we can now code the moving part of this underline. I'm using h1 hover itself, but when I hover it, I want the after class, the pseudo class, to be affected. So for that, I'm gonna use h1 colon hover, then double colon and after, and here I will use left 100%. Now what happens here is that this line zooms past right here, but we cannot see the effect because we need the h1 and the pseudo class to have a transition. So h1 comma h1 after, so that both can have the same property at the same time. So transition 1 second all. And as you can see, the HC is working, but we don't need this bar to be overflown right here. And for that, there is a simple fix. Just go to the h1 tag and then give it a overflow of hidden. Actually, I mean the colon here. Alright, now it's gone, but it's actually here. Now because the h1 tag only takes up this much space, anything before that or after it is gonna be disappeared when we use overflow hidden. So yeah, now it's working perfectly. And that's it for this video, and I hope you'll enjoy this, and I will put the CodePen link down below in the description. Until the next video, goodbye.